Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 85 of Cameron's Social Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strickland, and my house got on fire on November 27th, so I'm staying in a hotel for now. And I have with me Larry Basgall. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you, Cameron?
I'm good. Now, for any of you guys who don't know, Larry is a puppeteer who worked for Spiffy Pictures.
Worked past tense.
And he worked on Curious Buddies, Jack's Big Music Show, Bunny Town, The Scooby-Doo Adventures, The Mystery Map, and Don Quixote.
Yep. And of course, I've had my own career throughout the years.
Nice. Let's begin our first question.
All right.
How did you get interested in puppetry?
Well, I come from a very artistic family, and we used to play theater as children. And I, I don't know, just grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And my favorite puppet when I was growing up was Lamb Chops, Sherry Lewis's Lamb Chops. And But my sisters and I would put on outdoor performances for the neighborhood. We would sell tickets and, do all kinds of crazy, make popcorn and Kool-Aid. And it was just a fun thing. And so every like twice a summer, during the summer, we would play act and put on shows for the neighbors. And, but then I went to, um, after high school, I joined a theater group called the Friends of the Schomburg Library, and I started performing in plays under the direction of Joseph McCullough, who was a Broadway actor that moved with his family to Schomburg, and where I was living at the time. And there I did all kinds of stuff creative, doing performances and building some sets. It was a very small theater, and it was in the basement of the library. And I got interested in theater. And there I met uh, a puppeteer whose name was Michael Schwabe. And he was very interested in puppets and magic. And he was a very good actor, and so he performed in a lot of the plays that were part of that group. And and then I went off to college, and I studied at Illinois State University for a history major with an art minor, and started and took a course in puppetry with Dr. Pam Rich of Illinois State, and she she saw my work and the projects that I would bring in, and she told me that if I wanted to starve the rest of my life, I'd make a very good puppeteer. So when I came back to Schaumburg, Mike Schwabe was after school when I finished college. Mike Schwabe was had created a an experimental an experimental puppet theater at the Schaumburg Park District. And since it was right down the street from where I lived, and he knew that I was interested in puppetry, he asked me to join the company or uh, come and volunteer for the at the park district there. And it was literally a block from my house. And so yeah, I started working with puppets and building shows there. And there, let's see, we built a Punch and Judy show and then a Dracula show and some series of puppets here and there. And we did performances for the community. And when his contract uh, came up, I said to him, I said, this is so much fun. Why don't we just open our own puppet company? And we kind of brainstormed and what it would be and what we would do. And we decided on I had taken a Greek language course in college, and I came up with the name, which is kind of a odd name, but came up with the name of Histopoulos Productions. It would be Histopoulos, the city of hysteria, and we would do puppet productions. So let's see. That is the beginning. So we opened this theater. We pooled our resources, moved to the north side of Chicago, where it was a hot theater district back then. I mean, even then there was a St. Nicholas Theater, there was the Organic Theater, Steppenwolf was just starting out. Um, so much, exciting theater happening in Chicago. And the newspapers are very excited about the theater in Chicago too. So we opened up a puppet company, but we hadn't opened a theater yet. So we were just building a show, and our first show was Punch and Judy, and or it was the actual title was the comical tragedy or tragical comedy of Punch and Judy. We finally finished that show. It took us 3 years because we were both working in other jobs, and we would spend all of our free time just building this show and building the stage and costuming the puppets. And so we began performing for the Friends of the Parks in Chicago with that show. Once we opened it, we started selling it. In the meantime, we uh, met a fellow artist named Nicholas Gray, and he suggested that because we hadn't incorporated our group Histopoulos yet, and he suggested that we incorporate it as a not-for-profit, and in order to get funding and eventually become tax exempt, through the and getting grants and that kind of stuff. So we did that, and we became a not-for-profit, Histopoulos Productions, Michael as the artistic director, well, president really, and artistic director. Nicholas was the vice president and producer, and I was the um, treasurer and costume designer. And Michael and I were both actors, so we would portray all the characters in our shows. And so we eventually incorporated. And a couple of years later, we um, found a theater. Well, we found a workspace that was, we were greenhoused by Free Street Theater, Patrick Henry, Rilla Bergman, Carol McCarran, um, and they greenhoused us. They gave us an office space. I think we paid $50 a month for the office space, and then 200? I don't recall it being 200. But anyway, it was a, a great deal. And so that was just for the office, but it was very low. So we had the office there and we would do our workshops there. And then in that building, it was an old funeral home. So after a couple of years of just having an office there, we took on there were two funeral chapels in the building, and we rented one of them and renovated it into a black box theater. And that's where we started performing the shows that we had been building over the years. Uh, the shows uh, Rapunzel, Hansel and Gretel, Rumpelstiltskin. And so that's how I got into puppetry, just by chance, and just my interest led me throughout, different things. And the thing with me with puppetry is that my mother, since she was a seamstress, and she would actually make all of my sisters, or a lot of my sisters' clothing and stuff, dresses. She would, I had six sisters, so my mother would um, design dresses for all of them, and she would make them. And I, being the youngest, I would be sitting at her coattails and getting in her way. So she taught me how to use the sewing machine, and she would have me make little things on the sewing machine. But my father, being an engineer, an elevator engineer, um, he he was also a carpenter. And I mean, back then, men did everything. I mean, they did carpentry, electrical, metalworking. They did it all. And he taught me. He had a full workshop, so um I learned how to build all kinds of things in his workshop, and how to use the tools, the power tools. And at 7 years old, he had me wiring bells and light bulbs, and I mean, just doing this stuff, building little bird houses for family members. And so with puppetry, those crafts, which I loved to use and to do, those were my tools in puppetry. And so I wasn't a great sculptor. I mean, I was a fair sculptor. I was a mediocre artist, drawing, etc. I mean, I could do better than stick figures, but three-dimensional things I was very good at. So I was able to just imagine what I would do. And I knew how to draft. I mean, my father taught me drafting a little bit, so I knew how to use, pencils and um, create designs for things that I was going to build. And so I always laugh. I would tell my parents that what's funny is all the schooling I took, I ended up doing the things that they taught me. So as the tools of my career were what they taught me, and all the schooling I did. I mean, although it helped and led to it, I mean, I always shared my father's love of history and my mother's love of art. And funny, I would go to college for those two things. And I forget I forget where I'm going on this, but so that's in a gist of where I was at, what I was able to use, tools that I had at my disposal, my own creativity, and really, I mean, it's you know opening organizing this puppet company in 1982. It is now 2026, so we're talking 44 years of uh, of working in puppetry. So that's how I got into puppetry.
Nice. So, what was your first puppetry gig?
First puppetry gig was a performance in Monroe, Michigan. We offered three different, sorry, I have a itch. We offered three different things. We had the Punch and Judy show, and Michael Schwabe did a uh, what was it called? The medicine pitch. He did a medicine pitch, a very bawdy sort of vaudeville, carny medicine pitch based on was it Tom Palmer? Um, Based on a book we got at Magic Incorporated. That was a medicine pitch, and it was really funny and filled with all kinds of great stuff. And then Ben Ziola, who was one of the artists that we work with and performed with in various things in Chicago. He did the Fearless Peerless Flea Circus from another script from Magic Incorporated in Chicago. Um, and Magic Inc. was owned by Jay and Francis Marshall, and it was the oldest magic company in the city of Chicago, and still is actually. I think now it's the oldest magic company in the country, and they're still running in Chicago. But yeah, so that was the first show. We did this to a community organization in Monroe, Michigan, which is on the east side of Michigan, and it was a lot of fun. We went and did the shows and came back, and we were all inspired that we had this stuff under our belt. So that was the first show that we did.
Nice. Let's move on to something.
Okay, what you got in mind?
You worked on a Nick Jr. baby show called Curious Buddies.
I did puppeteer and in that production, that Spiffy Pictures production. David Rudman designed all the puppets, and he pretty much was manipulating the puppets on his own, but he needed extra people. And I got a call from Frankie Cordero, and Frankie was very young then. I'd known Frankie for years. I've known Frankie since he was, I believe, 7 or 8 years old. But he was part of our guild, the Puppetry Guild in Chicago, Chicagoland Puppetry Guild, and he was working with David on Curious Buddies, pardon me. And he called me up. He says, would you guys like to work on this production with David Rudman and some other people? And I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to. I'm doing my own thing, and so I declined, and they had other people doing it, and then he called again like a few months later, and he was like, "No, we really need somebody. You want to come in?" And I was like, "Sure, all right, fine, I'll come in." And I'll look at it, see what's going on. And so I went in, and they yeah, and then that's how I started working with Spiffy, just doing Curious Buddies. I forget which characters I worked, and then I gosh, I can't remember which, because we all kind of worked different characters, but we had like our main characters David would have us do. I think David was always one character and somebody else was always another character. I don't remember which character I was. So that was Curious Buddies, and I think I forget how many episodes there were, maybe, gosh, 8 to 18. I don't recall. I don't know. I've actually still got, they sent us copies of, I think there were only 4 tapes actually, weren't there? I think, or maybe 2 tapes. So, and I think that was done not with just Spiffy, but wasn't that with uh Nick Kids or something like that? Wasn't that part of that? I don't remember. Long time ago. That was actually 20 some odd years ago. So halfway through my puppet career, I yeah, man, I had 20 years of puppetry in my own theater before I even did that. So, but I had done commercials and stuff, so I'm very familiar with and pilots for television shows. So I was very familiar with the television or film aspects of puppetry.
And do you have behind the scenes footage or photos of Curious Buddies?
Do I what?
You have behind the scenes footage or photos of Curious Buddies.
Oh, no, 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 no. We didn't have cameras back. I mean, we had Instamatic cameras, but there was none of this digital cameras. Nobody had phones. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to take pictures, you'd have to bring a camera in with a flash cube or and actually take a photograph and then go and have it developed. So no, there was really very little of that kind of stuff. I mean, photographers would come in and do promo stuff, uh, and then I would see photographs that they had taken of behind the scenes, but very little for Curious Buddies. I don't recall there being much. If anybody did, it might have been Todd. Todd. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm drawing a blank right now. Or Dave, or David's brother Adam that would have been taking them, or maybe they'd have photographers come in that they knew. So yeah, very little behind the scenes shots. And frankly, I don't really, I'm not, I don't take pictures of behind the scenes of anything I'm doing. It's so hard for me. I've just been throughout the years working without a camera or anything that I have no photographs of things. I have very few. Here and there, I'll take pictures of things that I need to document. But now later on, um, then when they had digital cameras, so it made it easier, and you could just upload the photographs and print them out. But that was even before people had phones like we have today. So, like an iPhone, even when I was doing Bunnytown in England, and this was Bunnytown was 2007. Uh, all the photographs we took were with a camera, and they gave us a special camera to do some behind the scenes. And I've sent that off to Spiffy right after that production, so they have all those photographs. Um, so yeah, everything was just a flip phone or pagers. People would have pagers instead of phones. And there were no such thing as the phones that we have today that you're using. I don't know if you are you using your phone right now, or are you on iPad, or are you on a, I'm not sure what technology you're using. So, but no, I don't have really much documentation of those years, unless somebody took photographs, and people gave us a lot of photographs, and we hired photographers to do things over the years. But yeah, I have nothing from Curious Buddies. I don't think that I would have been allowed to take photographs. I think they're always people are very secretive about their behind the scenes stuff, and they're very, they have to be jealous of their copyrights and such. So, as I am of mine. So to answer your question, no, I have nothing. I have no background, behind the scenes footage or pictures or anything like that.
Alright, moving on from Curious Buddies, you got to work on Noggin's Jack Spick music show.
Yes, it was a very good production. I think it's one of the best things that Spiffy had has ever done, actually. Personally, that's my opinion. Thought it was a very heartfelt show. It had, music, it had story, and it had actors. It brought in professional singers and actors and television, you know, high quality people. It's where I met uh, uh, Cheryl Hines and Buddy Guy and Andrew. Oh, Andrew. Oh my goodness, the Doctor Fix It, the Doctor Music. What was his name? Doctor Music, Doctor Fix It. I don't know. Andrew Bird, among others. I just can't pull out of my memory. But that was a great show, and I that was really the show that I kind of started sinking my teeth into production work. And I did some puppetry on that show, but mostly I was part of the team that wrangled and rigged a lot of the stuff for puppetry. Working on costumes. We took care of the puppets, took care of them, made sure that they weren't just laying in a puddle of Coca-Cola at the sideboard. They're on stands, and we would build stands, and then like we would, they'd have an idea for something, and then we would adapt. We would just off, it was great fun. We would just spur of the moment, just build stuff right then and there. Make sure everything looked good. I mean, I remember Michael Schwabe making the rain in one of the episodes. I think it was called Marching Band, where it was raining. And yeah, Mike came up with this ingenious method to make rain, and then I uh, I uh, I put the perfection to it, so to speak, because it was a great idea. It was kind of working, but it wasn't working. And then I just added my little 2 cents into it, and it became um, really great. On film, it just looks perfect. There's no CGI. They would call it practical. It was a practical effect, and off in the background. And we would do things like there was a drip coming out of a drip coming out of the ceiling of water, and we had to figure out how to make something drip in time with the music, and tried all kinds of things. And finally, again, Michael, who is just very much, well, he's a magician, so knows how to create effects. He came up with the idea of getting a drip bag for what do you do? You put it in your arm, my goodness, for um, uh, uh, the solution that you see in hospitals all the time, and you can set the dial on how much specifically, how many drops per liter come out. So we were able to set the time on the drip to correspond with the music, so that it all happened at a specific, almost like a metronome. Uh, and and I did perform I did various things, puppetry on camera. So like I was the accordion for uh for Mary. So Mary, whenever they played music, Jack was on a guitar and Mary was on an accordion, and and the dog, heck was his name. He was on the drums. So that was lots of fun. So I got very good at playing an accordion and being the second hand of the puppets. That was good stuff. Lots of fun. Sometimes I'd be a penguin or something. Or I'd be two penguins because I had two hands, and they'd get us all up there. I mean, everybody on set on some of those penguin scenes We had everybody on set with on film, with their penguins in the air. It was hilarious. A lot of fun, a lot of heart in that show. That show had so much heart. Sometimes some of the episodes would, well, one of the episodes, the one that Andrew Bird was in, when uh, when Jack broke Mary's xylophone, and it was so sad. I remember just watching. We were just filming, and I was in tears. It was so charming. I was just taken. But yeah, it was a lovely, lovely production. Had good memories for that one. Not that I didn't for any of the others, but that one was especially good, I think.
Oh, Mel.
Mel, thank you. Mel.
And do you have behind the scenes footage or photos of Jack's big music show?
Nope, again, back then we still didn't have that kind of technology. So, I mean, we didn't have phones. So I have nothing. I mean, there are the uh um the lighting guy and the director of photography. They actually took images, and I've seen images since, but yeah, no, I never had anything like that.
Moving on from Jack's big music show, you got to work on Bunny Town.
Yes, did Bunnytown. Bunnytown was shot at Elstree Studios outside of London, and they brought a few people out to work with the production staff there. It was a joint project by uh, Disney America and Euro Disney, or I forget what their separate entity names were. And it was a lot of fun. So yeah, we were there. Did did Bunnytown basically again, rigging things up, building puppets. Um, I worked with Mike Schwabe and Paul Jomain and and Janet Knechtel. That was our little team. Had a lot of fun. Built a lot of stuff. They put a lot of there was a lot going on in that production. I mean, the Brits, the way they would just build things, build they would build, they had a ship, and man, they built it like a ship. I mean, that was like to design. Uh, thing was amazing, amazing the way they built things. And yeah, so and those puppets are kind of interesting because initially they were little bunnies. I forget how those bunnies worked. I think I don't remember, but I believe that Michael came up with the mechanism for the original pilot. And then when we went to England, uh, they had, oh, what's his name? One of the Muppets technical guys. Uh, Gosh, what's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. So bad with names. But anyway, and he kind of reverse engineered the effect and made it so because the ones we were using, yeah, my memory isn't so great on how all that came about, but yeah, the bunnies, they were fun. It was a little community of bunnies and houses, and yeah, a lot of fun. It was fun. It was fun being in London for, I mean, they had us there for 6 months and working on this. And it was in the same place where they were doing Big Brother, the same studios that they were doing Big Brother at the time. And so like on Friday nights or something, all of a sudden the place would be taken over. The studio up the way would be taken over by uh, uh, a whole completely different production company. It was doing Big Brother UK. So yeah, a lot of fun.
It was David Barclay.
Who?
David Barclay.
David Barclay. Not sure. Who's that?
He was a puppet maker.
Hmm. He might have. What puppets did he build?
He built the bunnies.
Oh, did he? I okay. I was disconnected with who built the bunnies because we had built bunnies also, but we had to build different kinds of bunnies over the years. Squirrels for Jack Music Show and bunnies, and yeah, I guess there was someone that built the bunnies. That's kind of I never really even gave it a second thought. I They just showed up and they're part of the Spiffy. I didn't know who built them. I thought maybe David built them because he built the original ones. And they were very much like the Curious Buddies. They were the same fabrics, really. Going back to Jack's Big Music Show, it kind of reminds me. It's like when Mel had to take a bath. Did you ever see that episode where Mel got into the mud and we had to give him a bath and they brought the I don't know, Cheryl Hines played the character, and so it was pretty cool because we took Mel home, and in a weekend we created we created a suit for Mel made out of similar. So we had to basically rebuild Mel's whole body over his body, and then we unstitched it all and we got it all muddied up. And then we dried that out because it had to be dry. And then we stitched it back over Mel and we brought him in on that Monday that we were shooting, and everybody was aghast. They were like, "Oh my God, what did you do to Mel?" Because he was totally muddy. He was like, and I was like, "Yeah, well, this is, And we are like, oh, you better get all your shots with Mel because once we release him, we can't get him back into the costume. So we built a costume for a puppet. We built an outer shell for it. It looked just like Mel. I mean, it was Mel. It was all based on his exact stripes and all that kind of stuff. And then with, paint and such, we muddied him up. And then it was called Bath Day. That was the episode. It was really a lot of fun. I mean, that's the kind of work that David would always ask of me and of Mike Schwabe is, do the impossible. Can you come up with this or that, and you've got 24 hours. And so we would just do it. We would brainstorm and we'd figure out an approach, and then we would just build it. And it was always very fun. And I think our effects were always pretty spot on. We're good builders, We know what we're doing. We've been I mean, even at that time, we'd been in the uh, in the art form for decades. So, yep. So yeah, we worked on that, and yeah. So that was Bunny Town, Jack's Big Music Show, Bunny Town. Trying to think of Bunnytown didn't have any actors in it. They did have like a side thing that the Red and Fred, I think they called it. But those were actors, and they did vaudevillian pratfalls and that kind of stuff, goofy stuff. And that was live for part of Bunnytown.
Polly Frame was Pinky Pinkerton.
P.T. Pinkerton, wasn't that one of the guys, Red and Fred?
On Peopletown.
Peopletown. What's that?
It was shot in England.
Okay. I'm not familiar with it.
And do you have a behind the scenes footage or photos of Bunnytown?
Nope, we only had flip phones that now we're getting to the age where we actually had phones. And yeah, so we had flip phones and you could take a picture here and there, but not very it wasn't a very good picture. So yeah, I don't I again, I don't really take pictures. I mean, even yeah, even now I don't take pictures. I have really no back I always have to like work so hard to take document any of the work I do. I'm just so much happier if somebody else just comes around while I'm working and takes images and such. So yeah, it's the best I can do is I'm not very interested in unless I have to specifically document something, I will not take a picture of it. I just don't have any of that stuff. No media. Have so little stuff and I don't even know how to do that stuff. Every time I take pictures, they look like it's just like what's this a picture of a room full of people or something. So
And you worked on Scooby-Doo Adventures, the mystery map.
sure did. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. We got all these puppets. Man, these were big puppets too. And we'd have to do adaptations. I mean, one thing Spiffy liked about working with me and with Michael was that we weren't afraid to dig into the puppets and to fix them or to adapt them for the actors. And I mean, we were constantly putting together and ripping apart all kinds of puppets because the puppets would be made in New York and then they'd send them on to us. And the actors get the puppets. We had Eric Jacobson. Uh, he was in that show. Eric was in a lot of the stuff that Spiffy did. Eric, a very nice guy. I always liked Eric. Uh, he and his wife, very, very nice people, really good people. Um, and Matt Vogel, he was guest star on in Jack, and then he was also in the Mystery Map in Scooby Doo. But like Scooby Doo, another thing there was the fun part of it. We had to Scooby Doo had to become a bullet and shoot out of a cannon or something. I forget what it was, but we had to create a Scooby Doo face on a bullet. Yeah, and we had to create this, and we did it on the spot again. Just figuring out what it's going to look like and how to get the features just right so that the look was there and how to build them up on this bullet shape so they stood out properly and they weren't just flat, images. We had to it was, you know, building up the layers and layers of felt one on top of the other. and then doing the stitching or the gluing or whatever needed to be done. That kind of stuff. Let's see. He had to be a bullet, and then he had to be something else. I forget what. Um, Gosh, I wish I could remember what else he had to be. So he turned into a bullet, and then he turned into a bowling ball. That's right. And we had to create a Scooby bowling ball. That was our work. That was, you know, building on the spot. And we do a lot of the work I do lately, even though I've worked in all mediums, uh, paper mache, neoprene, making molds. Uh, Started out as mold making in our first productions. Um, oh yeah, I forgot about that. A movie where we made all molds and poured slip. That was a long time. That was 45 years ago. But yeah, so it was very fun. And then we were sort of like the people that would have to move things out of television. There's a lot of behind the scenes practicals that are happening, and Michael, being a magician, he was using things like invisible thread and the things you couldn't see this on camera, but it was there and you could pull things through the camera lens. And we had to over the years for Spiffy, we had to build a lot of movement, uh practical effects, like making sure that the snowball flies through the air at a certain speed so that the camera wouldn't go because it was too fast. It would be a blur. If you just threw a ball in the in past the camera, it would be so fast you wouldn't know what it was. So we had to, create the effect that made the ball look like it's going fast enough, but slow enough so that the camera could actually read what it was, and which, defying physics truly. So many effects for doing that. But yeah, it was a fun show. Yeah, we would I remember I had to work on Shaggy. Eric was having a lot of trouble with the mechanism. I mean, he has very small hands, and uh, we had to I had to do some adaptation in the mechy of it, and adapt certain things. I don't remember everything I had to do because it's just a blur. Um, but yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of fun, a lot of just thinking and designing in your head, because uh, that's the whole thing you end up having to do is to design in your head. I was always have to just imagine, just constantly imagining, all right, what's the effect? What does it have to be? And how can I make it so? And that was that.
And do you have behind the scenes footage or photos of Scooby Doo?
I Yeah, but anything that I had, again, on camera, it was not done with phones. But I was given a camera by Spiffy, and I would just take photographs of different things, and then I would give them the camera when I was done, and so they've got it all.
Moving on from Scooby Doo, you got to work on Don Quixote.
Yes, Don Quixote. That was a lot of fun. Did pretty much the same stuff that we always did. Special effects, uh, creating new characters out of the characters that were there, coming up with costumes. I was constantly making, I mean, every episode I'd be making costumes or hats or, for for all the bunnies and I mean all the bunnies for the characters. Yeah, if you look in that first season, you're going to see a lot of costume work, and I'd say other than the main costumes on the characters, they were pretty much my work or mine and Michael's work, and Frank Cesario worked on a lot of that. He was our second, so to speak. Actually, that was after the first half of the first season. But yeah, costumes, boy, so many costumes and adapting the puppets and turning them into different puppets. There was a episode where Don Quixote uh, met or was visited by her cousin, whose name I can't remember. Um,
Cousin
and
Hody.
what was it?
Cousin Hody.
Was it Cousin Hody? Probably. And so I had to turn because we had doubles for uh, Donkey and Panda. So we actually had two donkeys and two pandas, so we can set up a scene that needed to come out later on, but it'd be ready to go because we had to put a costume on it and it had to have everything had to be done ahead of time so there could be an instant change. During the filming, there would be they'd bend down and then come up as a different character, so everything had to be uh, made ahead of time. So one episode, Cousin Hody came in, and I had to strip the one donkey down completely, take her hair off, and I forget what other stuff we had to do with, and so I had to make new hair for her and a costume, and I forget all the differences that had to go on, and so I'd make I sometimes I'd make two or three wigs until we settled on the right wig. Um, you know, yeah, Cousin Hody. That was a funny episode. Very funny.
And do you have behind the scenes footage or photos of Don Quixote?
No, no, when you're working on a set like that, it's frowned upon to you bring your camera out and take pictures. It's all very, very tight. You're not really allowed to do that. They have their official photographers that come through and take photographs and such. And so I never really did. I never took photographs of anything there, and I don't really have much.
Do you have some videotapes
Of what?
for behind the scenes?
No, I have nothing.
Oh, right. So, what is your favorite Curious Buddies video?
Gosh, it's been so long since I looked at them. I think maybe bath time. I think the Curious Buddies had a bath time also, and uh which was the inspiration for Mel's bath time uh many years or a couple of years later. But that was a very funny. That was a lot of fun to work on. There were four puppeteers in this tiny little bathtub and these little puppets, and we were all squished together, and it was really kind of funny. So I have to say it's the most memorable anyway of of the uh, of the episodes. So
It was helping at home.
Helena home?
Helping at home.
Oh, helping at home. Was that? Oh, because they got all dirty after cleaning the house and everything. Is that how it was? And then they had to take a bath to clean up, possibly. I forget the storyline. It's been so long. But I did meet somebody here in because I live in Douglas, Michigan, or Saugatuck, Douglas, Saugatuck, Michigan, and one of the local girls. I was at the grocery store, and I had my Spiffy cap on, my baseball cap, and she said, "Spiffy." She says, "Do you know Spiffy?" I said, "Yeah, I work with them." I said, "Do you know Spiffy?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, my daughter loves Curious Buddies." And I was like, "Oh, you're kidding me. It's so hilarious." I think I gave her a set because they had given us a set of Curious Buddies, and I think I gave them to her. I was like, "Here." It was like a Christmas present because it was a charming little show. Lots of fun. Did you watch that when you were a child?
Yes.
Yes, of course. Yeah, very wholesome. Good stuff.
I think you had a puppet character named Herbert.
Oh, I do have a puppet character named Herbert. Would you like to see Herbert? Would you like to
Yes.
talk with him? I've also got not just Herbert. I actually he's got a friend. His name's Leonard, and I think actually Leonard heard about this, and he really, really wanted to come out and meet you and be a part of the show. So, would you like uh, would you like to meet Herbert?
Yes.
I mean Leonard. Sorry, Leonard. Well, Leonard's here, and I'm gonna move the camera around a little bit because Leonard he can't crouch up behind me. Give me a moment. I'm gonna turn my video off for a second and set this up. So I'm gonna go blank. Stop video, and I don't know if you're able to. Oh, that might work for you. I see. Okay. One second. Oh, there it is. Oh, hold on a second. Does he come in? Nope. No, I'm gonna stop the video, Mike. Okay. Let me do this. Oops. Come on. I don't know how to get rid of that. Hold on a second. I'll get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Now, I didn't get rid of it. Hold on a second. Sorry, got to set this up. I just want to get rid of my background. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. Can you see her, Leonard? Leonard, this is Cameron. What? Can you see him, Cameron? Hi. Cameron?
Hello? 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 Oh, hi. Hello?
Hi.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Good.
I'm okay too. What's your name?
Cameron.
Cameron. I like that name. My name is Leonard.
Hi, Leonard.
Hi, Cameron. So what's going on?
I'm just staying in a hotel.
Oh, you're in a hotel? How fancy is that? Are you enjoying your stay at the hotel?
Yes.
Oh, good. I like to stay at hotels. Mm-hmm. I like it.
A kiss?
The what?
Did you say kiss?
No, I didn't say that. I said I like staying in hotels.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Who made you?
Smith Henderson.
He's from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
He's an Indianan. Or maybe an Indian. Maybe. Something like that. He's a very nice person. Have you ever met him?
No.
No. Well, you ought to.
I'm here in Newfoundland.
Oh, Newfoundland. That's a lovely place, I hear. Did you get a lot of snow yet?
I used to.
You haven't had snow yet this year?
Yes.
Because we got snow. Oh boy, we got about a foot of it. Yeah.
I just want to give you a virtual hug.
Do ya? Well, I'll give you one too. All right, let's here I'll put my hand up and around. We can have a big hug like this. Very nice to meet you.
I saw Mike Schwabe.
Where?
Turn
Who's
around.
that? Who's Mike Schwabe?
He is one of the puppeteers behind on your side.
Not here today, no, not here. You'll never see him anyway. He doesn't like to be seen.
Turn around. This way. On the right.
No, that's like me getting naked or something. I can't do that.
To your right.
Yeah. Well, actually, to my left. But what?
Turn to your right.
Okay, ready? Here we go. How's that?
You can see the puppeteer.
Who?
The puppeteer.
What puppeteer? What are you talking about? Can I tell you something very honestly right now for the first time ever in the world? Are you
Uh-huh.
ready? I am the only puppet that has no puppeteer. I'm the only one. Yep, no puppeteer connected to me at all. So what are we doing here? Am I on a podcast or something?
I'm on a podcast.
Ah, a podcast. I like podcasts. So what hotel are you staying in right now?
I'm in a hotel.
What's the name of the place?
Um,
Um, what? It's the Hotel? Is this on a YouTube channel?
I'm on a YouTube channel.
Oh, cool. Hi, everybody. So, do you have any specific questions?
It's Marblewood Village Resort.
Oh, cool. And you're very comfortable. And do you live in a hotel all the time?
Yes.
Really? Well, that's very fancy of you. I'm glad to hear it. That's better. Trying to get a good look at you. Are you human or are you a puppet?
I'm a human.
Ah, I thought you might be a human. You looked kind of human to me. You're all kind of pale and, not crazy looking like me. Did you just blow me a kiss?
Yes.
Well, that was so sweet. I felt it. I really did. Oh, there's a kitty cat on the table. I haven't been out of this drawer in a long time, so it's good that I'm having this conversation with you right now, I have to say. Oh, hello. This is Clarabelle the kitty. This is Clarabelle the kitty. Oh, I'm being eaten by a cat. Don't eat me. Stop it. Stop that. Do you have a cat?
I named it Spooky.
You have a kitty?
I don't have a kitty
Why not?
because my kitty caught on fire
What? How could that happen?
because Spooky died in the fire.
Oh, that's very sad. I'm very sorry to hear that. Well, I'm praying for Spooky. God bless Spooky.
Are you a Christian?
Yes. Are you?
Yes.
Me too. I think I told you that already. Of course, I'm a Christian.
You should kiss the camera.
How's that? It's kind of sloppy. Did I mess up the screen?
No.
Okay. I'm glad to hear it because I drool a lot, you know. I drool. But I lower this.
I know who puppeteers you. Mike Schwabe.
Nope. I don't know who that is. Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Who's that? That sounds funny, like a funny name. What is he from Zimbabwe?
I saw the puppeteer's head on your right.
No, I don't think so. How do you know who anybody is anyway? You don't know who's Schweik Mobby? I don't even know who that is. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just a puppet.
Do you have any knock knock jokes?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting pigs.
Interrupting.
Oink. I get it. I interrupted you. How's that? Oh, here's another joke. What's the difference between? Oh, wait, no. Wait. I'm thinking. Mm, what's the difference between a Harley and a Hoover?
What?
The location of the dirt bag. That's kind of a terrible joke.
So, how's.
So, what?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I just want to talk to Herbert.
You want me to get the other guy?
Yes,
Oh, you don't like me anymore, huh?
I like you.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you anyway. I'll go get Herbert. Herbert.
Herbert, where are you? No, come in. Come in here. Come to the COD podcast. Cameron's on. Oh, there you are, Herbert.
Hey. Oh, I was outside shoveling snow. Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
Long time no see. There's a cat here at my arm. What are you doing? Come here, come into the camera. Come into the camera. There. See the kitty? All right. It's like a monster, really.
The cat's licking your arm.
I know. Tell me about it. I kind of like it. Keep licking my arm. Mm, I like it licking my arm. All right, knock it off now. It hurts. You know, cats have a very rough tongue. All right, what do you want? What am I doing here? You have to motivate me.
Well,
Well, what?
I was gonna give you a virtual hug.
What? You want to do it?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to bring up my arm and oh, here we go. Virtual hug. Oh, I feel the warmth. Yes. It's nice to make friends, isn't it?
Yes.
I like it. So tell me about what are you doing? Tell me about you?
Well, I'm a puppeteer,
Mm-hmm.
and I live in Newfoundland, Canada.
Canada. That's a nice place. Excuse me, I think I'm getting a cold. I was outside shoveling snow. Do you talk to other puppets?
Yes.
You do. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Do you know Ronnie Burkett?
No, just Spooky.
Spooky, who's that?
He's my black cat.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get Spooky because he caught on fire.
That is so terrible. I'm very sorry to hear that. It really makes me sad. You must feel very sad about that. And it's okay.
I love you, Herbert.
Oh, I love you too. That's very, you want another hug, a virtual hug? Oh, you're a very sweet person.
So, I was watching Curious Buddies.
Yeah.
And I liked Curious Buddies.
What do you like about it? Excuse me, I think I'm getting a cold. I think I said that already. But well, yeah, what do you like about it?
I like it.
It's cute, right?
Yes.
It is. It was funny that when we were making it, it was people would bring in their babies, right? Because and then the puppets would come in, and then as soon as the baby started crying, we would cut the camera and then get another baby. The babies would get very scared. They would bring babies in, and then the bear and the pig and all the characters would come in around the baby, and then the baby would be smiling, and then all of a sudden, because of all the lights and all the activity and everything, that would make the baby cry, and then all of a sudden, cut, bring in next baby. But it made for a cute show. It's all about editing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Mm. But it was cute. The puppets are cute. The puppets were very cute. They still are somewhere. They're probably in a box somewhere in David Rodman's garage where he keeps everything else.
You're right. There's a puppeteer behind.
No, there isn't. I don't know about anybody else. I think I told you this, but I am the only puppet in the world that doesn't have a puppeteer. There might be someone sitting over here, but they're not have nothing to do with me. Is my eye focus off a little bit? Because everything looks a little crooked to me. Let me see. I'm going to adjust my head. Hold on. How's that? No, it looks weird too. Wait a minute. Let me try. No, that's weird. I don't know. I'll just try to relax. Is this a staring contest?
Yes.
I'm gonna win. Okay, you'll win. We could have a YouTube channel, maybe.
You're on YouTube.
I know, but like, let's monetize. I mean, this could go viral. Don't you think?
Hmm.
Hmm. You're getting sleepy. Sleepy. Hello. You will now, at the count of three, bark like a dog. Ready? One, two, three, go.
Fuck!
It worked. I'm a hypnotist. Okay, at the count of three, you will now chirp like a canary. Ready? One, two, three, go.
Chip!
Bah! It worked. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I know. Now you will now meow like a kitty cat. Ready? One, two, three, go.
Meow.
Okay, you will not wake up and everything will be fine. Open your eyes, and you have now recovered from the hypnosis. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Oh, good. Me too. Well, you're in Nova Scotia?
I'm in Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Oh boy. What do you like about Newfoundland?
I live in Marblewood Village Resort.
Nice. And you have snow.
There's snow there.
You have snow. We have snow in Michigan, which isn't terribly far away, I don't think. Maybe what, 600 miles, maybe, or something?
1,000.
1,000 miles, maybe. You're far away.
2,000 kilometers.
2,000 kilometers. Hmm. And here we are talking live. Unbelievable. Who would have thought? Well, I'm kind of getting tired and it's almost my bedtime. Do you have any other questions before I go to bed?
Do you have any knock knock jokes?
Let's see. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Um, I don't have one. Do you know one?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you glad you loved me?
Ah, it's a funny one. Well, thank you for sharing that one. I don't know too many knock knock jokes. Most of the jokes I know, you tell in a bar somewhere, right? But anyway, I really enjoyed talking to you tonight. And I hope we can maybe talk again one day. Okay?
On Wednesday.
Well, I'm going to be going out of town for the holidays. I'm going to go to Germany, and then I'm going to go to Italy, and then I'm going to go to France, and I'm going to go to Prague, and I'm going to go to other places in the country, and I might even be going to the moon. And then maybe sometime in the new year we can talk again.
On January 2nd.
Maybe, but I'm not committed. I don't know. It'll depend on when my spaceship comes back into Earth, and I don't know when that's going to be.
All right.
Well, good night and Merry Christmas.
Goodbye, Herbert.
Goodbye, my friend. It was so good to talk to you, and we'll talk again someday soon. Bye.
That was great. What, Larry?
Did you like to meet Leonard and Herbert? What'd you think?
I like it.
Yeah, they're very nice guys.
I used to watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood on TV when I was little.
Me too.
And those are the puppets. King Friday, Henrietta Cat,
X the Owl
X the Owl.
and the merry-go-round. What was her name? The librarian and the merry-go-round. She used to scare me. There were two librarians in the merry-go-round, and I remember when they changed. I was very young, but I remember I used to love the first one, and then the second one scared me. And she's the one that you probably saw. What was her name?
Lady Elaine Fairchild.
Yes, Lady Elaine Fairchild. But before her was a different puppet. And she was kind of a nice little old lady. And then they change her into this crazy punch character. I don't know why Fred Rogers did that, but I remember being kind of frightened by her. I was like, well, I would wait to go to the library, the merry-go-round, and then one day I'm waiting, and then this new character came up, and I went, I couldn't figure it out. I just and then I forgot. But then I remember hearing that there was another one. I went, that's right, there was. And I used to like the first one, and I didn't like the second one. But oh yeah, I used to love Trolley. I just loved Trolley. I knew then we were going to the land of make believe. Yeah, I was in, gosh, 1968, 67, 68, 69. A very, very tumultuous time in America. Yeah, all kinds of terrible things happening. Dr. Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy, terrible. And Mr. Rogers was a calm and quiet voice in the middle of all that craziness. I loved Mr. Rogers. Anyway, very sad at his passing. Everybody, life goes on. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious.
There's Mr. Rogers.
Yes, I see.
And Stewie was destroyed.
Stewie.
Griffin.
I don't know who that is. Oh, that's Stewie. Oh, okay.
From Family Guy.
Yeah, yeah. That was a interesting show. I was more fun. I was more into King of the Hill.
All puppet characters in Land of Make Believe are destroyed by Stewie.
Oh, really? Well, that's a terrible thing to happen.
Oh my God. You see what I mean?
Crazy. Yeah. Terrible.
It was terrible.
Well, I've seen those puppets and they're all fine. You can go to uh, Latrobe, uh, Pennsylvania and see those puppets. And they've also got all the puppets from the movie. Won't You Be My Neighbor? Is that the name of the movie that was with Tom Hanks?
He was the voice of Woody from Toy Story.
Yes, yes, he was. And the voice of the engineer in Polar Express. Hello, Clarabelle. Come here. Bella, bella, bella. Uh, I think my cats are hungry. They're bothering me. It's time to go and take care of everybody.
Nice. Well,
Yes, I have to take care of them, change their water, clean their litter box, feed them, pet them, kiss them, let them lick me. Clarabelle loves to lick things. You saw her earlier. She was licking I think she was licking both cats, both Leonard and Herbert. She loves to lick things. She never got to be a mother, but she just wants to be. I got three cats and she licks them all. She cleans everybody and she cleans me. She likes to clean my beard. She licks my beard and my hair. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and she's been licking my hair and my hair is sitting up like this because she licked it. The funny little girl. Found her in Houghton Lake, Michigan. She just this tiny little kitten and she ran up right in the middle between two highways. There was a bar, or actually a restaurant bar, whatever. We were having dinner there, and we walked out the door, and this tiny little kitten, all alone, hungry. We took it into the restaurant, and they were like, "No, don't bring that cat back in here. It keeps trying to get in." We said, "Well, we're taking her." So they gave us a box, and they gave us a bowl, and they gave us a towel, and on the way back to our cabin, we picked up some cat food, and yeah, that was it. We just picked up some cat food, and then I got a little tiny box, and I put some sand in it, and she knew exactly where to go, and she ate, and then went to the bathroom. I was okay, okay, domesticated cat. But she was teeny. Oh my goodness, she was teeny, and she had, and on the way home, bringing her back from Houghton Lake. She she the got car sick and spit up and there were worms in her. Oh, it was just terrible. So I got back to Saugatuck and oh, actually I called the vet and said I'm going to bring a cat in. And they were like, oh, okay. I was like, no, I'm going to be bringing her in. She's got worms and I just want you to make sure she's okay. And on the way in, they said, well, you can be here at a certain time. So it was a long time. I was almost in Saugatuck. And I stopped and I got a cage and a tiny litter box. And so I put her in the cage, brought her home because I didn't want my cats to get worms. I already had three cats then. And so I put her in the cage. And for 2 weeks, she lived in the cage. And then the vet said, oh, she doesn't have worms anymore. You can let her out now. So then I let her out and didn't I? Precious, adorable. She's a very pretty cat. She's regal. We think she's a a Ouija, a Norwegian forest cat. Very distinct. Come here, Belle. Come here. Come say hi to Cameron. Yeah, hi, Cameron. How are you? See, she licks my beard. Didn't I tell you? He's hilarious. Okay, you can go away now. You can go away now. Are you hungry? Oh yeah, she's hungry. Yeah, I have to be leaving now. I have to go and feed Clarabelle, right? Is it time to eat? Is it time to eat? See if I can get her in. There she is. So, time to feed Clarabelle and Sanders and Jasper. No, don't take my glasses. Silly. So, Camera, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today and being on your podcast. I hope you get a lot of views.
Well, Larry, thank you so much for your time.
It's been my pleasure.
Is there anything else I'd like to say?
No, just keep being a puppeteer. I have, I still am. So just keep doing it. It's a it's a work of love.
Nice. Stay
Yes.
tuned, there'll be more guests coming up. Until next time, peace.
Peace.